Rockstar here with you again. We are in a beautiful home today. Thank you to my mentor, family member, he like a second father, Coach Braxton is here with us today. I'm going to let him introduce himself a little bit. Look, I know I normally go crazy, and I just told him this on people's backgrounds. I kind of dig a little bit. I've known him all my life, so it's a little bit different in terms of the conversation, things that we'll talk about. It is Black History Month. We're almost at the end of that. I definitely wanted to get some people who were on that were influential to me. So Coach has been very influential to me over the years. A lot of things that I think about when I approach the game of lacrosse have come from things that I've learned from him, things that he kind of gave me little tidbits on and let me go with. So without further ado, Coach Braxton.
Hello, lacrosse world, and Robbie, you are far too kind. All right, I'm not sure. I'm truly affected when you talk about mentorship, because I take mentorship very, very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's so important, and especially now when things have become so commercialized, where and what has been lost is the love for the game. And I think if I can take credit for helping that along with you and others, then that's how I'd like to be remembered.
Cool.
You know, it's about the love of the game. So that's all I got.
I think you hit a couple of good points, and these are things that we talked about. You talk about the commercialization of the game and the love of the game, right? It's two different things. We want to bring fans in. We want people to be exposed to lacrosse at a greater level. There's a lot going on with the professionals. Women are starting to play box now. So the game is growing. They're getting into sixes, preparing for the Olympics. There's a lot going on. So the commercialization of the game has become, I guess it's pretty paramount. It's out in front of everything right now. You can't go anywhere without seeing true lacrosse or true love of the game type stuff, with the exception of people's social media. So if I'm going on like a specific person's social media that I know is super grounded, you can just see them out shooting lacrosse balls and just being happy about what they're doing. Or if they're driving past somewhere and they see a lacrosse cage out and they hop out and they start playing, that's true love of the game type stuff. But there is a lot of commercialization. Do you think it's going to affect this generation of lacrosse players different than my generation, your generation, which didn't have much of the online influence or the influence of looking at like, we had to buy videos from online to see lacrosse games. We couldn't just go to YouTube and stuff like that. I just dated myself. None of y'all come back at me about that, because I'm going to see y'all in the streets.
Get him.
It's going to be a problem.
Old man.
So what do you think a person can do to get back in touch with that side that, you know, they start to explore really loving the game?
Well, I'm trying to say something intelligent here. Okay? I'm trying. Okay? When we talk about the commercialization, we're really not talking about the commercialization. That's not what we're talking about.
Okay.
All right? We're talking about, I guess the word would be monetization. All right? Money, okay? Prestige, influence, and everything that short power, that it empowers you, that seems to be more prevalent now than ever before. What am I saying? Look, everybody wants their child to have a good education.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because of the times with, what do we say? What is it? 63% of all college graduates, don't matter who, have college debt.
Wow.
When we're talking about college debt, then we're talking about the same reasons why people between the ages of 25 and 45 can't buy homes, can't can't move forward.
Yeah.
And those kinds of things, those kinds of conditions, have taken parents to be more driven. That's not just lacrosse. Lacrosse is a part of that. It's
Definitely.
just one more avenue.
Okay.
Okay? But they're more interested, and unfortunately with many coaches, they're more interested in kids being stars, which translates into some sort of monetization,
Yeah.
whether it's for the coach, for whatever, or for the kid,
Mhm.
all right, over them being great lacrosse players, which in my mind, where I came from,
Mhm.
all right, were also great people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great people
Yeah.
in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, off the top of my head, I think of people who I truly admire.
Mhm.
Someone like Terry Corcoran.
Yeah.
Terry Corcoran, amongst all the great athletes or all the great lacrosse players I've ever seen,
Mhm.
all right, he may be the best attackman that I ever saw. Now, I didn't get to see,
Wow.
I did not get to see BJ. BJ was bad too.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I got to see live in action Terry Corcoran.
Okay.
And he turned out, I mean, as I got to know him through the camps and I got to meet him some, and he helped me in so many different ways,
Mhm.
I got to know that as fine a lacrosse player as he is, he's an even better man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, it's people like that. And then there's like the athletic director, Mike Hanna,
Mhm.
at Hobart, the old athletic director. God, I love that man.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And then there's people that you don't even know about,
Mhm.
you know? My God, I sit there and I think of people. Franny Mayer,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
I mean, he's an old football guy.
Yeah.
That's my man. And I mean, awesome individuals. There's tons of people now I'm turning around and thinking about who was so influential. You know what I learned from people, from these people
Mhm.
like Terry, was you know the quality of people by the product that you put out.
Yeah. Definitely.
What am I trying to say? Everything
Mhm.
that I learned, the intricacies about the game,
Mhm.
okay, were all taught to me by students of these great coaches.
I like that.
You know what I mean? I mean, I learned, and you know, we talk about Black History Month, and we talk about Skip Darden, and we talk about Ray Crawford,
Mhm.
all right? But you don't know about Timmy Clark.
This is true.
Timmy Clark
Mhm.
was captain of that 10th Hobart team that won the 10th straight, along with Darden, along with, these are incredible human beings.
Yeah.
Timmy Clark
Mhm.
and another one, a guy that maybe you know is heard of, all right?
Mhm.
Dr. Thomas Rio.
Okay.
These two guys taught me more about the game of lacrosse,
Mhm.
about relating to people, about coaching people, about explaining things. Now, of course, who they play for? They play for BJ.
Gotcha.
They play for Dave.
Yeah.
They play for Mike.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I know there's somebody I'm forgetting. There's a bunch of people I'm forgetting. It'll all come to me.
Yes.
These folks were the most incredible people. Oh God, it'll all come back to me as the names come. Great coaches. Some you know, some you never heard of.
Yeah.
But these are the upstate guys.
Gotcha.
You know, man. And come to think about that, it was particularly important as an African American player
Mhm.
in the 70s. You know, I thought that I was the only one.
Yeah.
And then I saw a kid named Fuchs play, and another guy named Sheldon Freed play
Oh
from
my
Morgan
God.
State.
Yeah.
And I went, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I remember getting up, you know, later on in life as I began coaching, meeting Jerry Schmidt.
Mhm.
Oh my God, what a character.
Yeah.
What a coach. You know,
Yeah.
I wish I got to play for somebody like that.
Yeah.
I wish that I got to be around because these people were just great people.
Yeah.
I go on and on and on. And a couple of these people that really were really influential, people that you don't even know. I'm thinking Randy Garrett. You know, can't think of his name. It'll come to me in a second. Horsehead High School. Matter of fact, you know who he coached?
Cool.
Ricky Soul.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Okay? It'll come to me in a second. Tom Moffitt.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, these are the people. I'm missing people. There's people that I really want to talk about. Talk about Brian Bennett and a few other people. But my point is, all right, the character of these people
Yeah.
was reflected in their players.
Yeah.
Not just in their approach or their attitude, but in terms of their knowledge of the game. And let me explain something to you. This is the difference. And a lot of parents don't understand this, okay, in terms of when they're bringing the kids up in all sports. But since we're talking lacrosse,
Yeah.
let's talk lacrosse.
Okay.
That the most important thing, the thing that you cannot replace, you can be big, strong, fast, like Superman, which helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the thing that makes the real difference is the love of the game. You cannot face that. The greatest thing, I tell you what, I'm just bring on another sport, kin to ours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They swear to God it's their sport, Canada.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm watching League Nations, and PK Subban, whom I adore.
PK's though.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was talking about is built into the fabric of hockey that the team comes first.
Yep.
Everybody, the team comes first. When you put on the sweater, the name in front of the shirt is more important than the name in the back of the shirt.
100%.
And this is what I was exposed to. Whether it was at Columbia High School with some of the great coaches and mentors that were there.
Brothers, a couple other people before
Well,
that.
if you really want to talk about it,
Yeah.
well, you got to talk about the old man.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So whether it was the brothers or the Buckets or all those guys.
Yeah.
All right, it's really, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I just forget his name. I know who you're
I'm
talking
sitting
about.
here in this house, Bob Curcio.
Yeah, there you go.
Bob Curcio. Let me
Bob,
tell you something
yeah.
interesting.
Okay.
And it's a great thing about lacrosse, all right? You know, we had a time period, you and I told us, where there was so much backlash about black and white.
Yeah.
Remember that time? And it had to happen,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Because some people, when you love something like our game, and you love the people in it,
Yeah.
you don't want to, it's hard to turn around and face the realities, which were the outside influences of other places.
Yeah.
I remember the incident about the Nike sneaker.
Yep.
Which, by the way, I laughed about it.
Yeah.
I mean, remember we talked?
Yeah.
We
That
were
was
about
all.
to-
Yeah.
But I said, I kind of chuckled.
Yeah.
You know? Because even though it referred to the N-word, what made me chuckle was that our blackness, our culture has influenced the world so much
Yeah. Yep.
that they're talking about ninja please.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I said, that's kind of creative. I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
But then it also lies the marginalization of good people for no other reason
Yeah.
than they're different.
Yeah. Definitely.
Which brings me back to lacrosse. The great thing about our game is, and I remember this in the 50s, Bob Curcio was the first person to ever put a lacrosse stick in my hand. It was in 1974. Now you need to understand this is fall 1973.
Okay.
Lacrosse started at Columbia High School, which is a chapter between that Montclair, whatever.
Yep. Yep.
It started in 1967, 74, and I remember meeting Bob Bianchi and the Buckets brothers, and there was a few, I think, of the young men that played lacrosse, Hopkins, a whole bunch of
Yeah, yeah.
And it was outside Memorial Park,
Mm-hmm.
because at the time, if you could play basketball, not that I could, but all the brothers would come down and play, and it was great basketball.
Yep.
I mean, people who great basketball.
Yeah, yeah.
Showing up there.
Still pretty good.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. And you know, my good friend Gus Hengenberg
Yep.
was there playing there, and you know, so all the brothers were playing, and out on the field,
Okay.
there was a goal, remember the old single goal?
Yep.
And the guys would turn around and they were throwing the ball. So I had attended Up Barton, had just left Up Barton, was coming back to Orange High School
Yeah.
that year.
Okay.
And I see all these guys playing. So I had seen something like it at home, but really, I knew what it was, but I didn't really know.
Gotcha.
So I walked over, and John Buckus and Dave's older brother, I think he might be young then. But they just said, "Hey man, you see this? This is lacrosse, blah blah blah. Come on, man.
Wow.
Come over here.
Wow. Wow.
Come on." And we're just throwing and catching, and they're laughing, and you know, Bob and in the complex, they were like whipping the ball and showing and going on the back and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm going like, whoa. And Mr. Kershaw came over and said, you know, he's blah blah blah, and he was so ingratiating and so kind.
Yeah.
Now, and then I later found out, and the great thing is that I was fortunate enough, being a Division III athlete, I was fortunate enough to be at Fairleigh Dickinson. This is very important.
Okay.
Because at the time they were changing from Division II to Division III. I was in the first or second class in Division III. They were group Division II.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to play with one of the greatest people. I mean, you talk about owing somebody something.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow. There were two. I think both of them were actually New York firemen.
Okay.
But Jerry Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Hall changed my life. Jerry Hall was captain of the football team in Fairleigh Dickinson. We had just started a football team. He was one of the few scholarship athletes that were left from basketball and lacrosse. He was captain of the lacrosse team.
Yeah.
Jerry was one of the greatest athletes, one of the best athletes that I've known.
Mm-hmm.
He was an all-state wrestler. I don't know if he had won the sectional in the 70
wow.
or something.
Wow.
He was a great lacrosse player.
Yeah.
All right, an exceptional football player from Levittown.
Okay.
And he's a Long Island boy.
Yeah.
And Jerry played football, and we became friends. And Jerry was kind of like Dinty Moore.
Okay.
You know, he was like he was a big red, but he wasn't like huge. He was just like, he was a wrestler, you know. So
Yeah, yeah.
And Jerry just grabbed me by the shoulder. I played football. Jerry grabbed me by the shoulder and said, "You ever hear of lacrosse?" I said, "Yeah."
It's over.
He said,
Yeah.
He said, "You're playing lacrosse."
Wow.
And I said, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I really don't want to fight with this guy. Says to me, "You're playing lacrosse." And as I said, he was captain of the football team.
Yeah.
And I admired him.
Yeah.
I mean, there was something about this guy.
Okay.
Okay. You know.
Yeah.
You know, and I got rid of my black paranoia real quick. And I said, I am? He said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And from that moment on, and he took me to see lacrosse coach. His name was Ted Bruning.
Okay.
And Ted Bruning was also, the field is named after the former athletic director. I'll come back to that in a second.
Okay.
And Ted himself was a guy who was an outstanding basketball player. Ted could go.
Yeah.
But he got him to play lacrosse, and he became an All-American.
Wow.
A Division II, small college at that time.
Yeah.
All-American defenseman.
Yeah.
So timing is everything. So I later found out that wasn't the first time something like this happened.
Oh,
And I'll take you to Hobart in a second.
Yeah.
And Jerry Smith. I'll take you there in a second.
Yeah.
Okay. But you know, it's okay. You know, he understood. He said, look, first of all, we need to get lacrosse players.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
We need to get more bodies.
Yep.
Right? Secondly, okay, he was an outstanding athlete, much better than me.
Yeah.
But an outstanding athlete who recognized that, you know, this ain't rocket science.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So let me explode. But you know, the brothers wasn't about it.
Yeah.
They like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Because we didn't cook right. We did not know anything about it. But
Yeah.
and the other thing was also institutionalized racism that turned around and thought that we're not. I mean, my God, for 100 years, for 100 years.
Yeah.
See, people look at me, go, oh, Brax, you're going there. Well, no, you forget.
Yeah.
For 100 years in the NFL, a black man could not play quarterback or middle linebacker because we did not have the intelligence or the workforce or the leadership to do this. Now, how much crap? Wait a minute. Let me take it back before then. 1943.
Yeah.
From the Department of Defense put out a letter that said that black people were not capable of being frontline soldiers and going into battles and could not fly planes. Why do you think the Tuskegee Airmen came through?
Yeah. Wow.
So
you know, they have that in the Constitution too.
So yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Because they considered us 1/4 of a man, 1/3 of a person. So we couldn't do anything that was, you know, we wasn't real people. We didn't even matter.
Oh yeah.
So you know, that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
But let me tell you about these Long Island boys. And I get emotional because what they did for me was that they freed me from that pain of worrying about what everybody else thinks.
Okay.
And they said to me, they were the ones that turned to me and said, are you out your freaking mind? They said to me, Long Island boys, Levittown on, they said to me, okay, I think of the great coach that's out there, Fran McCall.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they turned around and said to me, I mean, he was Somerset, but you know, he was outside Long Island, he was Nassau County. But the point is they looked at me and said, let me explain something to you. Okay? So the greatest lacrosse player that ever lived is Jim Brown. And I looked at him. And they said, don't tell me that lacrosse isn't for black people. And then, very important how the circle changes.
Yeah.
I met the Camerata brothers
Okay.
from Montclair.
Got you.
Now, we all know, okay, that they're a legendary coach, great basketball coach there. And we also know about a great legendary coach, a black man there, okay? Let's see if we can turn around. All of a sudden, I see him now, Homer Robinson.
Homer Robinson. Yep.
New Jersey Hall of Fame.
Yep. Definitely. 100%.
Homer Robinson.
Yeah.
Okay? And the Camerata brothers came, they ain't played. Now remember, you know, they all their people was all over the country.
Yeah.
You know, they were all over Maryland, Bobby Ott, all those guys.
Yeah.
And they came to me and said, let me tell you something. He said, you're going to play, you're going to love this game.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you something, all right?
Yeah.
Very clear. They said, when we see a brother out there playing lacrosse, we look and we say, he says, we know he's fast. And if he can stick handle, we're in trouble.
That's a wrap. Yep.
And that's what they said to me.
Yeah.
And they wrapped their arms around me. Now, stay with me. The day that my life changed was Fairleigh Dickinson was playing Villanova.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And, you know, I was still learning to play, and I was just, you know, there wasn't but maybe 25 or 26 kids on the team. But I was like there.
Yeah.
I didn't suit up or anything, but I'm sitting there watching. Now, remember, I played for a football program that had just started.
Yeah.
I was in the game when we lost 81 to nothing. Okay? All right? And so I'm watching us. I'm watching us played black college too. Did oh that was something. That was amazing. Okay, it's Bowie State. I'll tell you about that later.
Got you.
And we were playing Villanova, and we were going up and down. And I mean, we were flying.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching this game, and this game is moving.
Yeah. I like that.
And we had an attacker who was an All-American
Mm-hmm.
by the name of Artie Bakaris.
Okay.
Another Levittown boy.
Wow. Yeah.
And let me tell you something. It was a dog battle,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden, we started lighting them up.
Mm-hmm.
And this one play changed me
Mm-hmm.
because I saw the Freaknik.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, see, when I was coming up, the afros was shaking. We was going to the basket. You understand?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Dr. J was doing it.
Yep.
People, we were Connie Hawkins. We were seeing this stuff.
Okay.
Nate Archibald.
Yep.
And I saw Artie Bakaris.
Yeah.
Man, ball came off the wing.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Stolzer. He's the bagel king of Chicago.
Yeah.
Paul Stolzer, all right, comes around off the left-hand side, throws the ball to him. Artie is streaking across the crease.
Mm-hmm.
The ball is too high. He reaches out with one hand, catches it,
With the MJ.
all right?
Yeah.
Catches it.
Yeah.
He takes a step, he goes past far pipe, boom,
Back. Yep.
upper corner. The place went nuts. I said, oh my God.
That was it, huh?
Right.
Oh wow.
And that was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was it.
That's cool.
And like I said, you know, I'm gonna tell you something, man. We went down to places, and yes, you know, once again, the outside stuff is fair. So, you know, somebody has a racial slur or something.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you play against the Southern, but they don't mean no harm.
Yep.
They don't like nobody.
Yep.
I think I
Yeah.
thought they didn't like me. No, they don't like
nobody.
anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so, and it turns out that
Yeah.
Harvey Waterman was playing on the team at the time.
Coach
Western Maryland.
Waterman.
Harvey Waterman's son, right? And my dear friend.
Yeah.
And he was there for the brawl. Okay.
Okay.
But in those instances, my teammates,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
man, they stood for me.
Okay.
They fought for me.
Wow.
They wouldn't let nobody.
Yep.
And I just never was around this kind of affection and love.
Yeah.
And it was all about the game.
Yep. I like that.
All about the game.
Yeah.
I have dear friends, Artie Nasni, Scotty,
Mm.
just wonderful people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just far too many that we not to mention.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
And so, you know, and then from there, and then it got crazy
Mm-hmm.
because as I got to play, because I never really could stick handle very well,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it wasn't until my senior year, once again,
Mm-hmm.
the experience. We go down to play North Carolina box, North Carolina All-Stars, their club team,
Okay.
and we played North Carolina.
Oof.
Okay.
Heavy.
And we played a couple. We played Ithaca.
Yeah.
So I got to see some of these really teams
Oh yeah.
and to play. You know, just to play, just to be on the field
Yeah.
with these guys. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I realized it. All I wanted to do
Mm-hmm.
was to turn around and help us win,
Yeah.
and that's all that we were about.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, you know, the greatest people in the world, what gave me my hope for humanity, what really changed me around,
Yeah.
was all the wonderful people
Yeah.
that I met in lacrosse.
Yeah. Definitely.
You know, and turned around and just helped me over and over again. Yes, there are outside influences that influences people.
Mm.
Okay?
Yeah.
And sometimes even those things was, once again, we're talking about the commodization.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or what is the other word? Darryl, what's the other word for monetization?
Monetization.
The
Yeah.
monetization
Yeah.
of the game has made it more cutthroat and individual than collective.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
When you look at successful lacrosse programs in towns, high school level, look in the community.
Mm-hmm.
You see that when we're talking about attitude and development of character,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
All right? These are not X's and O's ideas. These are Jims and Joes.
Got you.
And they come from the community in which you're in.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in a community, okay, that has those values, once again, I'm going to go back to PK.
Okay.
PK turned around and said it, and I sat there in tears because I love the game and I want to see it grow. But he talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
He said, built into the fabric of the game.
100%.
Okay?
Yeah.
You got to get in and go 100%.
Yeah.
You can't waltz at our game.
Yeah.
You got to go in 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
All in.
Yeah.
And it ain't about you scoring 5 goals. It's about how many, at the end of the game,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yep.
you kill each other. And then we go have beer after.
Yep. I like that.
You know, I mean, this, I said, oh my God. And like I said, I can't emphasize that enough.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That my involvement in the game, my commitment to the game, my love for the game came from love.
Mm.
Nothing but love.
Gotcha.
So, you know, I would love to turn around. You know, and I think of all the many people, think of the brothers down in Baltimore, all those guys, and, you know, I had to leave the game. I had to leave the game.
Yeah.
Only to come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I am so proud of all those young African American women. I think of Ms. Greer.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just blown out by it. I think it's great,
Mm-hmm.
and I think and Steve Severs.
Okay.
What a tremendous person. I mean, just Steve Severs opened his arms to me. He didn't know me for nothing.
Wow.
To help me, to do things, to get me going. I mean, I could go on and on about people
Mm-hmm.
who just was, what was the old coach at Gettysburg? Tremendous coach. Oh, God, I don't know why I can't. He retired 2 years ago.
Coach is out here giving me a history lesson, and then he's testing my history too.
Yeah,
I need to keep Google on me.
somebody got to do it. What was his name at Gettysburg? This guy was a tremendous coach, tremendous football. Saw him play.
Yeah.
He played with Terry. I think he was a year younger.
Wow.
Oh, God, I can't remember his name. He's the old coach at Gettysburg. I don't know why I forget him.
I want to hit them with something. So I want you guys to do me a favor. Coaches mentioned Hobart a couple of different times, and guys from upstate, do your due diligence. Go out there and look up why Hobart used to be that school. Historically, we talk about the Cuses, Princeton, all these different schools that were winning national championships, and we tend to forget about how Hobart had that run. So go back, look that up. I have a question for you, though.
Yeah.
So you talked a little bit about the monetization of the sport, and then we talked about some of the coaches that were influential to you, to a lot of different people. And I mean, we know these coaches, right? Since there's the monetization of the sport and things have become so transactional, you can get a coach for a year, maybe 2 years, and they might be one of the best coaches. But they might have walked into a situation where they have a team that is completely down. They have an AD that doesn't have their back. They come in for 2 years, and they're right up out of there. Do you ever think that we'll get back to a place again where you still have these coaches that are giving you the same thing, that are giving the knowledge, you know, that people like you, people like me received when we were playing? Do you think that is ever going to happen again because of how transactional the world is now?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
What would be the pathway to get back to that? And I mean, look, I understand that you can find a person and you can latch on to them, and that's your person. I got my person. My person is here. None of y'all can steal my person. Get out. But to be honest, how do you get that?
Well, there's 2 questions.
Yeah.
The first question was, can it get back to that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's explore that one.
Okay. The answer is yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can get back to that.
Okay.
Listen, I'm not jumping on the monetization of it as being, I'm talking about the effect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right? We need exposure.
Yeah.
You need money
Mm-hmm.
to facilitate things.
Yeah.
So I'm not jumping on that.
Okay.
What I'm talking about is the character development,
Right.
okay, of young people. Listen, true story.
Mm-hmm.
In 1986,
Mm-hmm.
I was on a flight coming back from Chicago.
Yeah.
And on that flight was the great John Thompson. Now, don't ask me why he picked me out of everyone else, but he must have known something.
Yeah.
So he said, hey, coach. I looked at him. He said, come on over here.
Wow.
And I sat on that flight with him.
Yeah.
And he talked to me
Mm.
about basketball in 1986. I'm going to repeat it so you understand where I'm the context.
Sure.
He said to me, he said, I'm going to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
He said, in 7 years, the majority of the players in the NBA are African American. He said, in 7 years, that's 1986, he said this to me. In 7 years, half the league will be Europeans.
Yeah.
And I said,
Hard to believe at that time.
I looked at him, and he said to me,
Yeah.
he said, Coach, and he said something else, and I did go meet. He said, Coach, let me tell you,
Mm-hmm.
in the United States of America,
Mm-hmm.
coaches
Yeah.
are teaching guys to be stars, not basketball players.
That's spot
He
on.
said to me, let me tell you. And of course, there was that team with Allen Iverson and Coleman and all the guys who got copied by Puerto Rico.
Yeah, yeah,
And John Thompson lost in the Olympics.
yeah.
Okay? And he said to me, he said, Coach, we are sending superlative basketball players. You know, they ain't but 100 guys
Mm-hmm.
that might get drafted, 30 of them.
Yeah.
He says, we send them all over to Europe.
Yeah.
And he said they sent 75% of these guys back. They were all conference, all American, all this, they sent them back.
Yeah.
And he said, you know why they send them back?
Mm-hmm.
Because they can't catch, they can't throw, they can't pass, they can't defend.
Wow.
He said, fundamentally, they can't. They can leap out the gym, they can do all kinds of fantastic things, but they can't play the game of basketball.
Yeah, yeah.
Connection.
Mm-hmm.
He then refers to me, because his son was a senior in high school, who was just graduated.
Okay.
He said, that's why
Mm-hmm.
I told my son, he said he got a chance to go to all these schools, and he could come to me, and I said, no, if you really want to learn basketball, he said, you go to Princeton. He said, you go to Princeton and play for Pete Carell.
Yep.
That guy. Now, irony is that when Bill Tierney was there,
Oh yeah.
and I forgot,
Yeah.
okay, I forget the trainer's name. I met him at the Hobart, and he said, listen, you want to meet Pete Carell? Come on down. I met Pete Carell.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
And let me tell you something. Once again, we're talking about character. We're talking about the people. We're talking about these coaches and who they are. So anyway, I'm getting back to my point.
Okay.
Okay? As John Thompson was talking about, he says, dude, because of you need money.
Mm-hmm.
Because people, the money, you're trying to make a living. You're trying to do this. You need money.
Yeah.
Sometimes the profit is more important than the product. And what happens is because you need money, you know, you doing, and you love the game.
Yeah.
And you're trying to do it, but you need money. You need to, and there's not a whole lot of opportunities
Yeah.
where you can work full time
Yep.
and do this. So that part of the monetization part is because of necessity.
Right.
Okay?
Understood.
So I'm telling you that the love of the game,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
which leads to that character development part,
Yeah.
all right, is something that is not supplied by the coach
Mm-hmm.
alone. It's the community.
Yeah.
It's where you come from. If you turn around and look at successful programs,
Mm-hmm.
all right, I'm going to use lacrosse, but let's use sports across,
And, yeah,
all
and
right,
sport, yeah.
across.
Yeah.
What's the one factor? there's a community
Yep.
where you learn
Mm-hmm.
the value of, as I said, playing for the name in front of the shirt
And
not
not
on the
the
back.
Yeah.
And it's that passion.
Yeah.
It's that love of the game. Let me tell you something. I don't know anybody who's been really a good athlete playing a sport that simply, you got all these guys talking, oh, I'll make money. But let me tell you something. I don't know anybody that's any good at all that wouldn't play for free.
True.
But that's not the question we asked you. We asked you a different question. We asked
So-
you think you get back to.
I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. That's my point.
Yeah.
I just made my point.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
What does love cost you?
Nothing.
All right.
Or it could cost you a lot. It really
Yeah, it depends on
it depends. Yeah.
But what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say to you
Yeah.
is this, and this is the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Yes, it could come back.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, we can get back at that
Yeah.
because that's the community. That's when the town and the parents and we're teaching these in the school. We're teaching these particular values
Okay.
and we stick to it.
Okay.
And we don't get it confused that how good you are is how many scholarship offers you get. Or
Yeah.
your only value is how much you're going to get paid.
Yeah. Got it. Got it.
You know, no, listen. Nothing has changed. It's just that it's more public.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Only the best athletes, the best, are making the kind of money that we dream about.
Yeah. This is true.
NIAs
The top
and all
of
the
the
rest
top,
of stuff.
yeah.
The vast majority of them are struggling just like anybody else, and their work. Just that now
True.
there's a lot of latitude.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think that in time that'll pan out. But if we don't turn around, if in your community you don't have the right values, the right prioritization, once again, if you have that,
Yeah.
then you will develop. These kids will come along.
Yeah.
And look, my God, there's so many athletes. My God, look at Jalen Hurts, for God's sake.
Yeah. True. True.
Listen to these guys
Yeah.
and what they're talking about. Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just using it. Ray Lewis.
Oh my God. Yeah. Look, I got a question. Another one because I mean you got my wheels spinning. So I do have some people on here who are just starting out, who are just building, lacrosse in their neighborhoods and different places. I've talked to a couple of people that watch me and they're like, look, I'm just starting out in this thing. It's been kind of cool to watch. As we talk about community and we talk about values, if you had to start a program from scratch, what are some of the basic fundamentals to help with building community that you would look at first? Let's just say, hey, you're starting a new lacrosse program here, and where do you start with building your values for your community?
Okay. So it starts with right now. It starts with parents.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
Right in there. It starts with parents.
yeah,
I say this, I'm not known for this, it's been said before, but it's never been about X's and O's. It's always about Jims and Joes.
yeah,
It's always about that.
yeah.
Now, to answer your question, the first place I would start is with the parent community.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay.
Now, I'm going to say something to you, and this is from a clinical psychologist's point.
I'm ready for it.
Okay?
Yeah.
What I found over the years is when a kid has a problem, the parent or parents have a problem.
Definitely.
Likewise, okay, all right, good kids come from good parents.
Yeah.
Okay?
Definitely.
Now, let's qualify this. I'm not talking about Dr. Spock, for God's sake. What I'm talking about is having a communal vision
Okay.
with a communal value and understanding that lacrosse is not a future bank, so to speak, okay? But it is an opportunity.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to turn around and do all the things, to practice all the things in life, okay? How to follow orders, how to get along, how to resolve conflict,
Yeah.
how to put someone else other than yourself first.
Yeah.
All right? The life lessons that you will learn, all be learned. Now, they can be done in team sports, but I'm talking about lacrosse.
Yeah.
All that's there. When you have the values of those things in place,
Okay.
and you promote it, and it's the option is not the object is not to get a scholarship. You see, don't get me wrong. It's not this is to that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that's not the object. Is to play the game, to love the game.
Yeah.
If you do that, the rest will come, because the rest is coming down to what God gave you: size, speed, strength, and agility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What we're talking about is developing skill. We're talking about developing mental skills.
Yeah.
We're talking about developing character skills. All right. And the athleticism part, okay,
Yeah.
right? Even it will work itself out.
Yeah, definitely.
It will work itself out. But that's that other part. How many lunatics do we know that were great lacrosse players and just couldn't graduate?
Yeah. There's a ton of them.
Their lives are all jacked up, you know,
Yeah.
all around, and they're good people, but they're emotionally all jacked up.
Yep.
Well, where does that come from?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. So anybody who's out there who's just listening to Coach, please take that advice, run it back. If you're starting your program, if you're reevaluating your program, take that advice, run it back, listen to it again. Super important, the community, the way that you are building your community, the values, things that you're putting in there, the things that you're considering, talking with parents, all of that is super important. I just wanted to highlight that point for anybody who's listening. Please make sure you run that part back and listen to what Coach just said.
The other emphasis is in terms of you as a coach. You know, now listen. The great thing about it is, all right. You know, someone once said to me, this is in the '80s.
Yeah.
Remember, green was good. I had a professional say to me, he says, "If you can't do, you coach."
Oh wow.
I was floored by that.
Wow.
Because I don't know anybody that's great at anything that didn't have a great teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we come back to you as a coach.
Okay.
This is the next second part of it, why it's coming back.
Okay.
When you as a coach understand that it's not about you. It's not.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right? It's about our effort. Building that kind of mindset lends to great teamwork. Teamwork lends to execution.
Yeah.
And if you're athletic, that earns you real fast. But you see, without that athleticism, the attitude is what is going to allow you to be successful. Listen, you know, what a lot of parents don't understand, listen, you know, we all know there are some young people, okay,
Yeah.
that they come along, that God touched them. They're bigger, faster, stronger than everyone else. They got more skill. They got all these things.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right? They're going to be there. But what we don't recognize is, and I was telling a high school football coach this, a good friend of mine, recently, I said, you know what the great thing about playing a lot of sophomores and freshmen? He says, they grow up.
Yeah.
They get better.
This is true.
And you never know. You pick that kid up at 8 years old, or you get him at 7 or 9 or 10, you go, oh man, this guy's not going to be good. And by the time he's a sophomore, he's an 8.
Oh, yeah.
He's gorilla.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
mean, so developing the character, the attitude, is so critical.
Yeah.
All right? Because that mindset is what projects everything else. All right? Let me tell you something. Ain't no way. I don't care. Ain't no way. Okay?
Yeah.
You can be a good lacrosse player without putting in the work. Ain't no way. Ain't no way that you can develop. One of my favorite stories was, oh, this guy was one of the greatest stick handlers that you've ever seen. Syracuse. Played attack. You know what I'm
One of
talking
the
about.
gates was a
No. This guy he came from, I can't think of his name. Coach, he played attack for them. He was on 3 teams. Anyway, it'll come to me in a second who he is.
Okay.
Upstate boy. He went to the same good school that Charlie Lockwood and all them went to.
Oh.
I knew their coach. It was a great coach.
Think about the name.
Oh, I can't think. The school's up in Syracuse. It'll come to me anyway.
Okay.
So this kid, he told the story.
Mm-hmm.
It'll come to me in a second. Who's this? Syracuse guy. And he says his parents wanted him to work,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't get a job.
Yes.
So he went down to her school, and for 5 hours a day, he banged the ball off the wall. Z-Man! He banged the ball off the wall. Especially, you need to go to work. He's banging the ball off the wall 4 or 5 hours a day.
My parents wanted me to work, but I'm gonna go hit the wall.
All right?
Yeah.
All right? So they said, gee, you didn't get a job.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they won the state championship and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And wait a minute.
Yeah.
Z-Man
Uh-huh.
got his patented shot
Uh-huh.
where he's looking this way, and they
Oh.
throw the ball and he catches it this way.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute. Now, you know, he practiced that.
Okay.
He said, I'll catch it on the wall. Try to catch it over here.
Oh my
Throw the
God.
wall, catch it over here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Z-Man goes off, and he ends up, they win the state championship, blah, 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 and Syracuse gives him a full scholarship. And he turns around to his parents and said, well, I didn't work that summer, but I ended up getting a full scholarship. You know,
Yeah.
that's the kind of love. You don't do that
Yeah.
unless you love the game.
Yeah.
You gotta love it. If you love the game, you're gonna do these things.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, he played back, you know, people don't know.
Yeah.
Charlie Lockwood was an all-state basketball player.
Oh, he was filthy at lacrosse. He played
Charlie
basketball
Lockwood,
too.
people don't know. Charlie Lockwood, Bill Boeheim made him the last guy on the basketball team.
Oh my God.
Okay, at Syracuse. Charlie Lockwood was athlete of the year that year.
That's tough.
I said, Charlie, how do you do what you do? He said, I just love to do it.
Yeah.
He said, competition comes up. They said, you know what? It was the USA tryouts, and the coach turned around and said, we got it. Come on, you're not playing this. Charlie said, oh, I got to step it up.
Yeah.
See what I'm talking about?
I get you.
Right. I can't think of this coach, Paul. It'll come to me. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I went and sat down and talked with him,
Yeah.
trying to recruit kids. Like I was gonna get some kids. Right? I'm trying to recruit, and the knowledge that they passed on and how they took the love of the game. I went like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I want to do this all my life. I want to be around these kinds of people
Yeah.
all my life. You know. So so that's the answer to that question. And my friend Dow was right. Let me answer the question 2 ways.
Yeah.
One, okay, yes, we can get back to that.
Yeah.
Because guess what? All right, you know, it's like defense. All right, defense is all about effort.
Yep.
That's what it is. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all about this.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Okay, if you want your kids to turn around and to be good at anything, okay, then it has to start with their love and appreciation and respect for the game.
Yeah.
Respect for the game.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, the PK was outstanding
Yeah.
because he was talking about things, and I don't care. Maybe the new guys don't know, but every old timer knows what I'm talking about. Every single last one of them know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay?
How do you get back to all those things that you're mentioning? Because right now, that's not happening. People would say it's monetary, and people thinking about themselves first.
I don't
You know?
Well, see, I disagree with that, and I disagree with that, and I'll point out to something right now, okay? Someone once said to me, I don't know who it was, we were talking about Deion Sanders,
Yeah, Dion.
and they said, oh man, the money is good, and I look and said, man, there are some things that our money can't buy.
Yeah, yeah.
There are some things money can't buy,
Right.
That's
okay?
one person.
And
Deion
it's-
Sanders, right? Aberration in his own self. You know, I'm talking about everybody is not a cut of Deion Sanders. Sanders doesn't have the ability, like you talked about, talent-wise and whatever. You know, everybody doesn't have that. You know, the cream will rise to the top, like Deion and most people will. You know, that are good. You know, that are meant to be there. But in between, you still have regular people, regular individuals. You know.
You know, I don't want to get, I don't want to get into politics, okay? Because we're talking about prestige, influence, and power, all right? And I understand, okay, that people need money, all right? But there are plenty of people. I think of the Honorable Bishop William Barber, okay, who turn around, who you can't buy. I think Al Sharkey. I'm thinking of me and you, okay? All right. I don't. You know what? I try to convince myself,
Yeah.
all right, that I don't have a price because I know what. There's an old parable about the borrower becomes a slave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. There's something that I won't do, and there's other people that won't do. There's plenty of basketball players that won't do. This is, it's not about the money.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not. There's plenty of football players. It's not right. Granted, they're entertainers.
Yeah. Definitely.
Right, and it's an entertaining industry. Okay. But thank God there are people on this planet. Okay. All right. Who it's not about the money. How much money? I mean, they're talking about Stafford right now.
Yeah.
Why would you turn around? Do you understand he's getting paid $24 million? All right? And the conversation is, well, you know, I'm worth more. You're damn right the market says that he's worth more.
Yeah.
But the question is, at 30-something years old, do you want to leave the condition where everything is good? People, do you want to leave that for $10 million?
I'm not leaving.
I mean, look at what we're talking about. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Okay? And like I said, you know, the monetary, I just know. I know better. I know better. I know better. No, not everybody is motivated by the money. Okay? And those who are motivated by the money, okay?
Yeah.
What do we know? It ain't me talking. This is all out there documented, all right?
Yeah.
It don't lead to satisfaction.
I get you. Makes sense.
It don't lead to satisfaction.
Yeah.
How much money can you turn around and have? Let me turn around and say this one more time. They're talking about this with the NBA All-Star game right now.
Yep.
All right?
Okay.
They're talking about guys using the NBA as a bank, versus an opportunity.
Yeah.
Not understanding that it's not about them, all right? That it's about everybody that comes before you.
Yeah.
All right? Matter of fact, Oscar Robinson stood up and said, okay?
They go.
All right? You know, he turned around and said it. We talking about cats that got money out the wazoo. You talk to him, man.
Yeah.
You go talk to somebody like a Mike Singletary. Talk to him. Yeah, they made all that money.
Yeah.
But they're going to turn around and tell you, say, no. No, it's not. It's bigger. Yes, because it's a livelihood.
I got you.
He said, but no. Without the love for the game, you don't stand a chance. You don't stand. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You know? You can't. And you know, okay, maybe it might be a little whimsical or maybe wishful thing, but I don't think so, man.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think every day you're finding people. Matter of fact, we got youth today are all messed up.
Yeah.
And one of the things they're yelling about, all right, is the gaslighting that is going on. You go to work, you do everything you're supposed to do, you go to the right school, and then everything's supposed to come out. Guess what? There's still $60,000 in debt and can't buy a home, and can't get a job, and can't do this. They say, wait a minute, it cannot be.
Yeah.
We got a whole generation that is turning around and changing and saying, hey, it cannot be.
Yeah.
Okay, about the money. It has to be something greater. All right? And I know because Daryl's inspiration for this, but Daryl's information for this, but truly, it's got to be about meaning. It's got to be about.
I agree with that.
It's got to be about isolation, about death, about. And these are the things that are and you hear athletes talk, you hear millionaires talk about this shit all the time.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you know, if you think that it's really all about them, I mean, I'm saying you, but people who've gotten this delusional thought, then what happened to somebody like, let's say, Freddie Prince, or recently, what was his name, the great comedian, Robin Williams.
Oh, yeah.
These people they had everything they could possibly have. But he just did a thing about Sly Stone. Did you see it?
No.
Oh, you got to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, they did a thing, Sly Lives.
Oh, I got to check it out.
And it talked about the expectation of black genius, and they crossed out black. They talked about the expectation of a genius and how the pressure to perform and all that. They had all the money in the world.
Yeah.
And self-destruct. Talk about Keith Richards.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, there's enough out there. There's enough history. I don't care what theological to turn around and tell you. Okay. What happens is when you start chasing the doggone money.
Yeah.
That's when you get disappointed.
I got you.
You know.
Look, I'm gonna wrap you on this.
Okay.
Because I know y'all gonna be interested, and we're gonna get Coach back. Because this is good conversation, and there's more. We talk about a lot of things. I want to wrap you, but I want to ask you about this because we talked about values, the different things that you want to impart on people that you're coaching, the community, people that are around you, whatever type of coach you are. But specifically speaking about lacrosse coaches and black lacrosse coaches, you said the word pressure. I feel like black or African American lacrosse coaches are under tremendous pressure when they assume a role of a head coach. Doesn't matter where they are. I know a lot of people are under pressure, but I feel like the jobs that are out there that are top level jobs are very scarce, right? If you look at the demographic of black or African American coaches, I'm just going to take Jersey, guys. We live in Jersey, so I'm taking Jersey for an example.
Black coach capital.
Yeah. I mean, we got a ton of them. But also, you look at those upper echelon jobs that just don't ever come open, or when they do, there's nepotism, as we all know. We're not getting a crack at those jobs. Younger guys who are coming into the coaching game now, I've been asked for advice by a lot of younger black coaches who are like, yo, what do you do when you become a head coach? And, it's hard for me not to talk about the pressure that's associated with you coming in. First, because your days are numbered as you take the job. And this is just what it is. It's part of the game. It's if you don't perform as a coach, they're going to bring somebody else in. What would you tell a coach that's coming in the game who has to deal with the pressure, first of being black? And I mean, look, guys who are out there or people who are out there that are listening, there's things that you probably don't even realize that are happening. That happen all the time. Me as a head coach, when I was a head coach, my two assistants were white. And I would have referees come to the game, and they would walk over to my assistant coaches, who were great guys that I loved, and they would think that one of them was the head coach. This happened to me almost every game. Mm-hmm. And they started to get tired of it, and when they saw the refs coming, they would walk the other way, and they would walk them clear around the field to mess with them, and they would walk right next to me, and they would say, he's the head coach. So there's different things that you deal with as a head coach, a black head coach. What kind of advice would you give somebody who's just cracking into the game, specifically lacrosse? No other thing, because this is near and dear to me. And the advice that I give people, I mean, I really try to talk it out with them. I really want them to understand what they're getting into, because you see all the fun points of being a coach, and you're saying, I want to give back. I want to give kids the same game that was given to me. I mean, this is how I feel about you. The stuff that you gave me, I want to impart on the youth that are coming up as well, because if they don't have this in their back pocket, they might not be getting it from anybody. I was fortunate enough to get it from great parents. I was fortunate enough to get it from great coaches and people who I consider family now. Not everybody's as fortunate as I was coming up. So what would you say to these coaches who are coming into the game that are brand new, that are the same color as us?
Well, first of all, let me turn around and say, the lacrosse world now more than ever. Mm-hmm. And once again, I go back. I didn't mention Dave York. I didn't mention.
Oh, you spoke about Dave earlier. You said his name.
I mean, about and there's other, Bill Cheney's another one. Yep. Okay. There's a bunch of others, and there's so many people that I can turn around and just talk about. Yeah. But they have to understand that sports is a microcosm of the world around us.
Perfectly said.
And there's going to be outside influences that deal with institutionalized racism.
Sure.
And it has to do with the lack of expectation. Mm-hmm. Now listen, it's not just black lacrosse players. It's black professors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
it's black doctors.
Yep.
It's black lawyers.
Yeah.
Okay, the expectation, even amongst ourselves, is
Mm-hmm.
can we really do it? Do we really belong?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
courage is an enabling virtue.
Okay.
It allows you to love the truth,
Mm-hmm.
to love, and to have faith.
Yeah.
Without courage,
Mm-hmm.
okay, willing to step in there into this arena,
Mm-hmm.
okay, then you're already done shot.
Yeah.
Okay? So you have to understand, okay, that you are walking into an environment where there's going to be many people whose expectation, they don't even know it themselves,
Yeah.
but their expectation of you is based upon their precepts about race. Now, having
Yeah.
said that,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something that I know that is true.
Yeah.
Lacrosse kids don't care.
Okay.
They don't care.
Yeah.
All they want to know is, do you care about me? Can you show me how to get better?
Yep.
Can we have fun
Yeah.
playing this game?
Yep.
That's what they care about. You know what their parents care about?
Mm-hmm.
How is my child being influenced? Is he safe?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
If I leave him in your hands, are you going to guard him like you guard your own?
Yeah.
So, you know, those are the things that are very, very important. You as come in as a coach and be ready
Yeah.
to deal with the lack of it, because it's not. It's you know, back in my day, you know, I really it was different. All right. Nowadays, okay, some of these biases, they don't even realize that they're there.
Yeah.
But they're quickly dispelled when you show up with character
That's
and
it.
competence.
That's it.
If your character and your competence is there,
Yeah.
okay, then you can make it. Now, as far as getting the upper echelon jobs,
Yeah.
well, look, let me be very, very clear with you.
Sure.
Okay? You need mentorship. You need a pipeline.
Like that.
Okay?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I was coaching at Lake Forest College, and I was one of, I think, two.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Clark was another one. He came behind me. He was at, I forget where he was at, all right?
Mm-hmm.
In Ashland College, or maybe, I don't forget. But anyway, I was one of the few coaches that was there.
Yeah.
But once everyone understood, okay, that I loved the game
Mm-hmm.
and that I loved people
Mm-hmm.
and that I was concerned about the best welfare of my players,
Yeah.
then everything changed. You know, I mean, it was like, I can't tell you the people that turned around and reached out. I talked about Jerry Schmidt. My God, this guy is, you know,
Yeah.
how kind.
Yeah.
You know, I can't think of the coach at Gettysburg, man. He is really good. What a hell of a coach. He was a football guy, too.
Gotcha.
And we used to turn around and go, and he told me he coached at Salisbury, man, when it was national champions. I'm talking about the football.
Jesus.
We went to Gettysburg. I can't think of his name.
Wow.
Man, he played on that same team with Terry Corcoran. I can't think of
Yeah.
his name. What a tremendous person.
Okay.
You know, Bill Belichick's a lacrosse guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So-
We all know.
So my point is,
Yeah.
you know, my point is in terms of African American coaches.
Mhm.
All right. So here it is, mentorship.
Yeah.
All right. Do not expect that you are going to get a prime job, okay,
This is-
unless you work with,
Yep.
all right, someone who's of that caliber.
This
Okay.
is real game right here. You guys got to listen up.
You can't. Now listen. Now I'm telling you because actually I went pretty doggone far.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I had opportunities.
Yeah.
Then I knew I wasn't going to get the job, but the point was I had opportunities.
Yep.
Well, and once again, and I believe, and Jerry Schmidt talked to me about this.
Okay.
He's one that really kind of talked to me about this. You know, because that goes back to that football story, all right, about about the linebacker grabbing me and saying play football.
Oh, yeah.
Something.
Yep.
That's what they did at Hobart. Okay. Jerry Smith turned around. He was something. He turned around and said, "Kid, you're the toughest kid on the
Yep.
You play football. You're playing
Oh,
lacrosse."
I like that.
This is true.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is true.
Yeah.
All right. So I think the real key thing is that you need that when you need to get with a great coach. You know, I'm not putting anybody down.
Yeah.
I'm just simply saying that I did not get with some of those great coaches, great people, great mentors. I would love to have turned around. I mean, I'm thinking of who taught me the game of lacrosse?
Who was that?
Mark and Guy Van Arsdale.
Arsdale's. Oh my God.
You want to look who taught them.
Yeah.
Okay?
That was they're big time.
And when I met their coaches,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the JV coaches to I was blown away.
Yeah.
I was blown away.
Yeah.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So you got to turn around. Oh my God. You know who's a great individual.
What was that?
Okay? Forget about it. Coach of the year was at Rutgers.
Mm-hmm.
Coach with Coach Seaman. You know what I'm talking about? He is smart.
You get me today, man.
You know who I'm talking about. He retired
Yeah.
from coaching for Rutgers.
Gotcha,
I think he told he was the first one to take it after Coach Hayes left.
Oh my God.
He played.
He's coaching professional right now. I think he's coaching professional.
Yeah. I can't think of his
believe-
name. I don't know why. He is great.
I'll stick it in there when I find it.
He is great.
Yeah.
We're talking about somebody,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
who turned around and said, "Let me tell you something."
Yeah.
He would turn around and send me things.
Mm.
He would turn around, always there for
Wow.
reaching out.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So my point is, if you can turn around and you can work with a great mentor,
Yeah. Absolutely.
okay,
Yeah.
all right, that is and it's no, listen, man, it's no different
Mm.
in football or basketball. You think I'm wrong?
Nah.
Man, shit. What was the guy that coached for the Knicks? I like him. Van
Van
Gundy.
Van Gundy.
Do you understand that Van Gundy came from Nazareth and his father
Wow.
was the basketball coach? You see where I'm going with this?
Wow.
You see where I'm going with this?
Definitely.
You got to get yourself in the environment. My God, I would love to turn around and be able to work for, let's say, Mike Henry or Jerry Smith or any one of these guys I talked about.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I would love to. I think the coach, he was a great coach.
Yeah.
Great coach. It'll come to me in a second. I don't know why I'm forgetting these names, but he was the last coach at Butler. Took them to
The Final Four.
the Final
and
Four.
Yeah.
You know, he coached
That was
Tim
a
Clark
tough
in
team.
Syracuse. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Hondo.
Yeah.
Man, let me
Tough
tell you,
team,
these
man.
guys,
Tough.
these guys are incredible. You know who's my favorite coach?
Who's
You know one guy that taught me more than anything about people and about the game. Okay, Paul Warren.
Where was he at?
He's a Hall of Famer he won like 10 junior college championships.
JUCO. Okay.
And where's Paul now? I don't know where Paul's at now.
Yeah.
I don't know who's at now, but he's a Hall of Famer. Man, Paul Warren
I got you.
taught me more about how to handle people and about how to play this game.
I got you.
You know, you gotta get with people like that. If you get with the Bob Kersios of the world, there's a few other people, I'm not naming.
Yeah.
You gotta get with people like that.
Yeah.
All right. And learn. It's like if you're gonna coach football, all right. To sit down with someone like Buddy Ryan.
Oh my
Because can you imagine?
Yeah.
It's about mentorship, and that's what has to happen. More black coaches,
Yeah.
all right, need to get in a position where they have mentorship to move on in order to get to those positions.
Yeah.
Because I don't care who you are, all right? It's just you got to go through the system. It means everything.
So that's it, everybody. Look, I think we should wrap right there. I think that was the perfect ending to part 1. There's definitely going to be a part 2. There might be a 3, 4, 5. I might come back a bunch of times.
Oh, look at that, man. I have Daryl with me, though.
Oh, we're going to bring some more people into the fold. So, look, I want to thank you for your time. I know time is precious. We all got a lot going on. You always invite me over. You let me eat. You let me hang out. Have a good
My
time.
wife, she likes you. I don't like you. My kids like you. My wife likes you. I can't stand you. But you're a lacrosse guy, so I got to keep you around.
So, thanks, Coach Brax. Like I said, Volume 1 is a wrap. It is the LAC Show, LCA, lights, camera, action. You guys know what it is. Thank you.